Welcome back to the InherAlchemist TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Martell Holt of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Before we get started, please like my video. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bells on. I just did a reading on Don Michelle, but towards the end, my microphone started doing that weird thing that it does. I don't know what's going on, you guys, and I don't know until all the way after I've done the reading, and it's really hard to like redo a reading and capture that same energy, the same essence, you know what I mean? So you can still hear in her video pretty well, but it is towards the end of it, it's about a half-hour video, but towards the end of it, it gets pretty annoying, right? But you can still hear it and you can still read the transcript. So for those of you who are interested in knowing what's going on behind the scenes with this Don Michelle character, let me know and then I'll be happy to upload that video for you guys, right? The overall energy for the spread is the Moon card, and this is about, I want to say, like your inner self, your true core of who you are is starting to come up and starting to come out. The Moon card can be about repression, right? But it's also the type of repression that makes you weak. He has constant change and constant fluctuations in his mood, and he has like two parts of him that are at odds with each other constantly, right? So this is an irreconciled. And I feel like that makes it easier to reside in this devil energy. And then he has all of these twos. He has the two of cups and the high priestess, and twos in tarot are about duality. And I feel like Martell has just been living like a double life for the most part, not only within himself, but on the outside. It's like everything is double. It's like there is no gray, you know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, when I was looking at this King of Swords he has here, it's in reverse, and I'm looking at this high priestess, and for some reason that gave me a vibe like everything's not black and white with him. Like there's a huge gray area that I feel like he needs to resign in, because right now he's been doing too much of the extreme with the black and white. Like you're either all this way or all that way. You're either all good or you're all bad, or you only know wild and prudent. No, there's a balance. There's a balance that you need to find that comes from reconciling your internal duality. Martell is also coming in as sort of a somewhat of a scavenger. I don't know if this is him not being aware of the way in which he tries to scavenge, is that a word, off of others, or scavenge off of others. It seems like maybe he's in denial about that. I feel like there's some type of denial about like some of the ways that he moves that are like, I don't want to say crabs in a barrel, because I don't see him necessarily having an attitude of pulling someone down, but he's a scavenger, you know what I mean? That's different than a crab in a barrel. For those of you guys who can feel like you can come up with a better analogy for what I just described, feel free to write that down in the comments, you know. But anyways, that's kind of like what this is about. I feel like he's trying to better himself, and he is. I feel like this reading is a really good reading overall. It's actually a love reading. It's actually about love and emotions. And I think that's fitting for this Moon card here. The Moon card can be about, you know, like I said, repressed energies, irreconcilable internal differences, things that are hidden, things that are coming through to the surface. Your unconscious thoughts are coming out. You know what I mean? I think Martell also, with this Devil card and the Moon card, I think Martell has realized like he's had some defense mechanisms that were rooted in fear, and that he was hyper defensive over some things, and he's reconciling. I mean, he's acknowledging that as the cause of a lot of breakups or rifts in his relationships, not just relationships, friendships, and so forth. He feels like he has been suffering for a long time with anxiety, depression, and I think it's, like I said, because of his parts being separate, but his defensiveness that he's been distributing in like personal relationships were because of him being in an anxiety and a depression, right? And honestly, I think a great deal of healing has taken place. I don't know. Now there's still some with this moon card. There's still some deceptive people in his midst. I don't know if these are puppeteers or people who pull his energetic cords. But he's refining his instinct about those things and those people, and he's learning to maybe trust his gut a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, that's the moon card. That's the overall energy of the spread. And then to echo that, we have the Emperor card, which is what he's coming in as. And then that's clarified by the Knight of Cups. I don't know if I think Martell is going to be getting married, or he's going to be proposing to someone really soon. That's definitely something that's heavy on his mind. Now, the Emperor represents like autonomy, in my opinion. It represents not only government organizations and structures, but self-governing, right? Taking complete responsibility for yourself, or at least learning how to do so. But the Emperor, he's already learned. This is like fatherhood. This is that, right? The Emperor here with the Knight of Cups, this could represent his relationship between him and maybe like a teenage or preteen daughter, somewhere like 13 and older, right? That could represent something like that as well. But for the most part, this is him getting things together and getting things all under control. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to master himself. He's trying to make sure that he is a steady father figure in whatever ways that he can. He's trying to make sure that there's order to the way things are done. Everything is organized, and that is his role, or that is what he's demonstrating in fatherhood. That I feel like that Emperor is like talking a lot about his fatherhood. Whatever, there's like a fight, or there's something that he's standing for, or speaking out against. I don't know if this is the protection of children or what, but there's something that he's fighting the government or court system about, but it's pertaining to maybe kids. And whatever it is he's seeking is showing that he's justified in that fight, and that his authority as a father is like recognized, or whatever, or it's like something, it's like a source of success, his reputation as a father from the kids. So I don't know from the kids' perspective, or if the kids had to say anything, but whatever it is, this is saying that his authority as a father is playing a part in this situation. And it's also about being in a battle, being in like some type of war, but then you having like the victory or the glory, you know what I mean? So maybe this is like him getting some type of like glory for the type of father he is from somewhere. I don't know if there's like a place where he was recognized for that, or somebody recognized that in him, and I don't know, maybe they complimented him on it. Oh shoot, I dropped a card. It could be something like that. But anyways, this is also showing that Martel is on a quest, on a mission for something else. He feels dry. He feels like, I don't know, maybe he's thirsty with this Knight of Cups to love something or love someone, or offer he wants to get married. He wants to propose to someone, because he has the Ace of Cups, he has the Empress, he has the Two of Cups, he has the Ten of Cups, he has the Knight of Cups opening. And I feel like he is, in his gut, feels like he needs love. You know what I mean? Like he can't self-nourish. Like he needs to be giving his love or giving himself over to someone at all times. And it's showing that's really who he is that he's just that person. You know what I mean? It's showing that he wants to maybe inspire people in some type of way. He wants to use his people skills. Maybe he wants to be like a motivational speaker, or he wants to be in a situation where he inspires people, or he wants to be an inspiration to others in some type of way. You know what I mean? But maybe he's with this Emperor card realizing like you have to get yourself together. You have to demonstrate an attitude of control. Or maybe with this Emperor and fatherhood, he'll be taking the type of father that he's been and using it to mentor, motivate, and inspire others. Other children perhaps could be, right? Martell is trying to get strong because the problem with him is that his feelings are hurt very easily. You know what I mean? And he does not know how to take criticism. And so that can be a horrible combination, especially when you have somebody, like we said in that moon card, who's hyperactive in their defense mechanisms. You know what I mean? So he sees the world with this Nine of Cups poetically, and he wants everything to be beautiful and harmonious. Even the way you communicate, the way you talk, even dealing through difficulties. He's the type of man that wants to sit Indian style in each other's lap and connect over your differences. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to hold you, rock you back and forth. He wants to kiss. He wants to talk. Like, he wants to be like that type of intimate, even in the face of like deep pain in the relationship. You know what I mean? That's his vision. You know what I mean? That's how he sees it. And like I said, I think even that's an extension of his feelings being easily hurt. I feel like it gives him maybe a little bit more compassion. I feel like sensitive people, or people who are ultra sensitive, have more compassion. Obviously, until they go into defense mode, and then it can be like an attack from a protective stance, right? Martell is learning that he cannot always be outwardly expressive of his emotions. You know what I mean? That he needs to learn how to control his emotions. That's why that moon card is here. That's why the Emperor card is here. That's why the Knight of Cups is here. Because it's about learning how to control your emotions. You know what I mean? He knows his moods are up and down. He knows that, or he's learning that, or he's understanding that. And he sees himself as, he understands the cause of a lot of things right now. You know what I mean? He understands the cause. And he feels like it has to do with him not being able to control his emotions for the most part, right? Because he's easily hurt and he doesn't like to be criticized. He just wants everything to be beautiful and accepting and loving at all times. That's how it is on the inside. Yeah, so that's where he's at with it. Also I want to tell you guys, I'm launching a men's line. It's just gonna be just a set of specific alchemizer waters that you can get your husband, your brother, your boyfriend, your dad. Mostly dealing with, like, obviously healing, money, protection, attraction, libido or sex drive, stress and anxiety, and gambling. I say gambling because my son, he does like the prize picks things. You know how they do sports betting. And he's been using this gambling water that I made, and he been hitting every single day. So, especially of those of you guys who play lottery tickets or play bingo, get some gambling balm. You know, you just rub a little bit on get some gambling balm. Get some gambling balm. I know church people say you're not supposed to gamble, but my grandma, I mean, we're Church of God in Christ. My grandma used to play the lottery, okay? And you can't tell me she wasn't. I did Bible vacation school, Sunday school, choir rehearsal, Wednesday Bible study, and so we was in church, and trust me, they was playing the lottery. So ain't no sense in being in denial. Just get you some gambling bomb and just at least have a reason for why you doing that. But anyways, so that's who he's coming in as. That's the situation. That's the dilemma. That's the opening of the reading. Now, what's moving in the background is the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress card. Now, this is about family. Like I said, this is about trying to maybe solidify himself for the long haul. With this Empress card, sometimes the Empress can represent a pregnant woman. The Ace of Cups is also here, as above, so below. Ace of Cups can represent a childbirth. Four of Wands represents a celebration. It also represents a marriage. These are the cards with this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, he can also be a person who, besides what the features are of this person holistically and emotionally, this is a person that proposes, right? This is a person that asks for your hand in marriage. Yeah. Right, that part, right? The Ten of Pentacles represents a desire to have a financially secure and stable family life, and to try to generate a lot of prosperity or a lot of wealth. And with the Empress card here, this is saying that Martel is in the beginning stages of that, but he doesn't maybe know it yet. It's something it's like an unforeseen force moving in the background. So that's what it is when it's in the unconscious, subconscious, beneath me, whatever. It's not something that has come out yet, but it is slowly moving through the situation to bring this to him, because he has finally aligned himself from a healing perspective emotionally, which is where he learned that his emotions have been the cause of a lot of breakdown, because he has stabilized his emotion and is healing himself emotionally. Now things are starting to come together for him. Yeah, he still has issues with logic. King of Swords is in reverse. Yeah, recent past, there are still issues with cruelty, maybe some narcissism for sure. However, like I said, I don't believe that people can be narcissistic. I believe that narcissism is for religious leaders, politicians, world leaders. I feel like people have narcissistic traits and are victims of narcissistic abuse, but we're not the actual narcissists. You know what I mean? So, but there's definitely some narcissistic traits that he has had. But this is coming in a recent past, and is clarified by the Star card. And the Star card is one of hope, renewal, regeneration, and healing. And so it feels to me that he's done some healing work, and it's helped to taper down some of his narcissistic traits that were due to his excess emotionalism. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, so there's a lot of healing. Star card, Ace of Cups, there's a lot of healing. Ten of Cups, there's a lot of healing that has taken place. Temperance card, for Martel, 100%, right? He's trying to clear up his family's reputation, or that's his goal. I don't know if he's doing that for his children. We know those are Holt children. Maybe there's a lot of pride in the name. The Ten of Pentacles represents pride in the name, or at least him taking pride in his name and wanting to clear up the Holt legacy or Holt name, because maybe his son, I don't know if his son is a junior. I know you guys call him by a nickname, but if his son is a junior and he's carrying the name Holt or Martel Holt, look at what Martel Holt, that name, the moniker, has come to represent in media or in social media, right? So now it's time for him to start thinking about that, and how his plan is, or what his plan is, in order to acquire power and to clear up the Holt name, the Holt dynasty, with this Ten of Pentacles, the Holt legacy. Ten of Pentacles and Emperor. This is all about masculinity, patriarchy, legacy, and control. Period. Period. That's where he's at with it. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like there's a more seriousness about legacy here. You know what I mean? The Empress here, I feel like, again, that's an ode to kind of like that emotional feminine energy, bringing more creativity, more abundance, more projects. Maybe he's trying to get involved with or trying to work on. But again, this is about, to me, healing still your interpersonal relationships, and really understanding how you contributed to that through being hyper defensive and about too many things, right? Too many things. So this is a positive omen with the Ten of Pentacles representing the ideal woman, the ideal partner for you, representing someone who can nurture you and care for you. She could be a Taurus or a Libra coming in as his perfect match. As somebody who he can feel like is behind him, that he's behind. With the Emperor and the Empress, this is a divine pair. This is a divine match. With the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands in the overall environment, this is a person who wants to marry this person. She could be a single mother with the Empress card here. She could have a child because the Ten of Pentacles is here, the Ten of Cups is here. This represents a large family for whoever this woman is or this person is. But whatever it is, it looks heavily like there's prospects of a marriage here. Ace of Cups and Four of Wands, this is a celebration, like I said, either of a childbirth or of a marriage, or it could just be also a celebration of healing. But Four of Wands, that's definitely like marriage. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I was married, you know, that's like a marriage card. Like, that's not no light work. You know what I mean? The Four of Wands is not light work. This is a stable commitment. You know what I mean? This is like, you know, the shit that we want. For those of you who do want it, you know what I mean? I don't feel like everybody wants it. I think I was having a debate with somebody, and we were talking about how some women might enjoy the qualities of the side chick, not being a side chick as far as like, oh, I want to be with somebody's man, but being a side chick from the perspective of, I can just see you sometimes, I have my freedom, I have my peace of mind, you know, there's understanding, you know what I mean? I think a lot of it has to do with deception, more so than understanding. Like, you don't emotionally rape people. You give them choices and decisions by giving them full disclosure. You don't rope people into shit, you know what I mean? And I think that's the problem a lot, right? Yeah, but anyways, let's move forward. Oh, that's what I was meant to say. I forgot where I was connecting this point to earlier, but I was saying that I was talking about a closed heart and how you can't manifest when your heart is closed. And I was saying that your heart closes up when you don't do something about it. You know what I mean? When you don't speak up, when you don't fight back, when you don't handle something. And when you do something about it, you get the confidence to keep an open heart because you know that you're equipped to handle whatever it is that you fear so much that you close your heart. You know, you fear getting close to other people. You fear you can't trust people. No, that comes from because somebody got one up on you because you didn't do something about something. But if you do something about it, then shut down that interaction, that relationship, etc., you'll stay open to something new coming because you'll have the confidence that even if it goes wrong, I can handle it. But when you don't do something about it, you don't get that confidence, and then you turn around and close your heart and use that as your protection method, which blocks your manifestation, right? So a lot of reasons that we can't manifest is because we have a closed heart, which is an energy field. You know what I mean? So, and you close your heart from not doing something about it. So get up. Do something about it. Do something about it. The Inner Alchemist is about motivation. It's about energy. It's about healing. It's about drive. It's about force. You know what I mean? And that's in whatever realm you want. It's not just about money. I spent probably a year manifesting money, and I manifested a lot, but it's like money is just not it. Money is not the gift. Peace is the gift. Trust me. But yeah, anyways, at some point you're going to lay off your money, and then you're going to start having to deal with other parts of yourself is what I'm trying to say. Let's move forward. Near future, this is confusing to me, right? Because he had the Lover's card in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. And the Lover's card in reverse, that's usually it's about like a separation. You know what I mean? It's about something breaking up or something falling apart in the near future, which was confusing because of all of this love and proposal energy, right? So I'm getting kind of curious about that. I'm like, why would the all of these cards here appear, and then where the actual couple resides, the lovers, is in reverse, and the Ace of Swords is here. This is like him now that he's realized that now that he's got control of emotion. With this Ace of Swords in reverse and this Lover's card, this is him now needing to work on his communication issues. Oh, I have that. Never mind. I was going to say something, but basically I have a communication spray in my men's line for this very reason. So this is saying, okay, now you have control of your emotions. Now you've got yourself together. Now you need to work on your communication skills. You need to work on saying exactly what you mean and meaning exactly what you say. Now, a general rule of thumb is to say what you have to say in 10 words or less. Don't beat around it. Now, if you add fluff, hopefully it's because you're making a YouTube video and that's what content creators do. We have to do that because look, I could say this reading in 1 minute if I needed to, but that's not giving you the mood and the vibe. That's not setting a scene for you. So yeah, there's going to be some fluff, but you have to have the discernment to see straight to the message, right? When you're communicating with another person, you need to be able to say it in 10 words or less and train your brain to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to cut through the bullshit, right? The Lover's card in reverse tells me that there's some bullshit to cut through. And that I don't know, like if it's not on his mind or if it's on his mind with this Ace of Swords, but this is saying that there's a desire or a need to learn or a need to cut through some bullshit, period. Right? There's someone that's jealous of him having this love proposal relationship, and it looks like maybe they want to complicate his situation. Now that could be a baby mama. Maybe the Empress is here. Well, that's oh shoot. Okay, sorry about that. I had a mishap, had to correct it. Don't know where I left off. I'm just going to pick up, don't know the last thing I said, so I'm just going to pick up where I was in the reading, which was in the near future position, and I'm just going to finish the reading. Okay, so we're in the near future position, and we have that Lover's card in reverse along with the Eight of Swords also in reverse. So like I said, that can represent people meddling in your relationship, or maybe even trying to protect that from happening, because you do have that Emperor card. The Emperor is the opening card for the spread. So in addition to being about self-control, it's also about protection. Like I said, fatherhood, being a husband, all of that. Husband-wife duo with the Empress card here as well, and the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. This is a married, happy home family life. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually married. I really wouldn't. Or actually getting married very soon. But anyways, however, I do feel that with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Lover's card also being in reverse, this does represent at least one person, one part of this union being confused about it, or maybe not really feeling all in as much as he is. You know what I mean? Like, there could be a sense of this other person or one person in the situation not knowing if they're in alignment. Now, again, this could represent that internal alignment that we talked about with all of this duality, because when the Lover's card is in reverse, this is like about a heart, like your heart and your mind are not on the same page. But to the defense, sometimes your heart and your mind just want different things. You know, like for me, emotionally, I like my man to be kind of somewhat needy. You know what I mean? As far as like just, you know, needing to like lay up under me, be petted, you know, rub their head, you know, be comforted. But my mental is very independent, and I like a man to be on his own square, and I like to be on my own square. You know what I mean? So mentally, although so emotionally we can have intimate moments, but mentally what's going to stimulate me is something totally different than what stimulates me sexually or as a woman. It's just totally different things, right? Now, one could say your heart and your mind are not in alignment. Yeah, maybe so. It may be more difficult to satisfy your needs and relationships, but I don't think it can't be done. You just have to find somebody similar, right? Not even the same, but similar. Anyways, there he has this relationship going on, and there's somebody that's like meddling in the situation or trying to plant seeds of doubt either in a person he's dealing with or himself, and it's whoever this is that may want to be with him, or he may want to be trying to make this happen with, either him or them is getting confused, or maybe he's getting confused because there are people who are sowing seeds of doubt in his mind about maybe his ability or his capability, or maybe even his image of self, or faith in the fact, because the star card is here, this could be him not having faith in the fact of him being able to be a good man or a good partner to somebody. You know what I mean? Like there's and remember, we talked about those unstable emotions, which are very impressionable, meaning that you can take in what people think about you or have to say to you, and then therefore they start being able to like play in your mind. You know what I mean? That's why you have to, when you recognize somebody's playing with you, you gotta cut that shit off, because you know people are very crafty. But if you pop it, then you can protect your mind. You know what I mean? From even having that stench on you. You know what I mean? Definitely there's someone with some ulterior motives. It could be a man though. Like I said, it's the king of swords is here with the emperor. And then it's all in the same row as this lover card in reverse. So I could say that there was a male friend, King of Swords is Aries, Leo, Libra, Gemini, that was working to sow, or that is working to sow doubts in Martel to try to keep him confused and destabilize him, just out of jealousy or ulterior motives, just maliciously playing with his mind, but posing as like a friend or a pal or a confidant. I don't know. Is Carlos a Libra? I don't know who else is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, right? Definitely whoever this person is self-serving, and they're doing it as part of their ambition to keep the Martel on the wrong track. You know what I mean? And it has to do with, like I said, his relationships, but also his mind and emotions. They like to plant seeds of doubt in him about his ability to handle things, even though he's clearly an emperor energy. And according to this reading, or in this energy right here, he's the emperor. So he's the person that people feel jealous or intimidated about in this spread, with this male co-worker, confidant, pal, brother, whoever that is. I think, is it two king? No, that's in a woman spread. No, yeah, because a two kings, that would be, no, it's only one king. It's a king and an emperor. Because I was going to say, no, that's direct competition, but it's a king and an emperor, so I wouldn't say that. It would just be like a friend or something, or some type of associate. But anyways, definitely somebody was planting seeds in him that caused him to veer away from his own standard of morality. And I think it created a lot of confusion and doubt about who he is as a person. And maybe because of some things that he's done in the past, in his marital conduct, we know that maybe there's residue from that's maybe keeping him doubting whether or not he is an actual good spouse or partner. He's struggling with some self-doubt there, and again, it could be fear of failure because he's failed at this once, but he's in love, and I feel like he wants to do it again, or he's fallen in love, or will be falling in love. Empress is here, Knight of Cups is here, Ace of Cups is here. Martell is in love, for sure. All right, let's move forward. Let's move forward in the spread a little bit. But anyways, that Ace of Swords there with that Lover's card, that's not a positive omen. That's like somebody succeeding in planting seeds of doubt and making you doubt your ability. And then in a sense, it's making you sabotage your own shit that you have going on, whether it's a relationship, a friendship. It's like a tendency to sabotage things. And I feel like this is something that Martel is recognizing as a part of his own pathology. And again, one, letting people get in his head and sow seeds of doubt. Two, being overly emotional, not receptive to criticism. With this Ace of Swords here and a Lovers in reverse, to me, it's like saying that this ultimately has caused a sabotage of a lot of relationships that may not be able to get out. But it's also saying that there are many unfulfilled ambitions that Martel has, and now he's about to be moving towards those. You know what I mean? Moving towards those. He's coming in as Temperance and the Sun card. Big fire energy, big illumination energy. This is about having a happy, balanced personality. Now, I don't know if that balance comes from psychotropics. What do men take? They take that. It starts with an L. Is it Lexapro? No, it's like an antidepressant that starts with an L. But they make it for men. Lexapro? No, it can't be Lexapro. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, whatever it is, it balances out, and it helps with other things as well. But it balances out some type of like chemical imbalance, right? When I look at this Temperance card and the Sun card, I'm feeling like there's some type of imbalance that is being balanced and leading to more happiness. Or this could just be balancing his relationship with his kids or balancing fatherhood, because you have the Sun card and the Emperor as well. And this is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Aries for the Leo. Aries for the Leo. Aries for the Emperor, Sagittarius for the Temperance, and Leo for the Sun card. This is big illumination, big brightness, big bright energy, right? Okay, now in the external environment, there's that High Priestess, but it's clarified by the Three of Wands in the reverse. The High Priestess, she does represent another woman in the situation. The High Priestess, she's secrets. You know what I mean? She's secret. So there could be a secret person or another person that's impacting. But remember, we saw that there was a person sowing seeds of doubt in the near future. And then this is in the external environment. You know what I mean? So there was a man doing it with him in a competitive way in the past. And now in the future, in an external environment, there's a woman, the High Priestess. And that's where I had that analogy about black and white with this High Priestess, and also with the King of Swords in reverse, because that's a card of like black and white too. Because the King of Swords, he's straight. You know what I mean? This is like straight energy. Like it's either this or it's either that. Maybe that represents some type of ultimatum. Just got in my head. Maybe there's an ultimatum. Because this High Priestess is clarifying the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Wands in reverse is about you not having support from others, or you not getting what you need from others in order to advance your interests. And it's like saying that maybe there was a woman who has something to do with that, where the ultimatum was, you on this side or you on that side. It ain't no in between. You know what I mean? And his desire to maybe float the middle has landed him without support that he's needed or wanted. You know what I mean? He feels like maybe people are, this is external environment, so I can't say it's a feeling, but there's someone who has negatively impacted his ability to compete professionally or to make money. You know what I mean? There's also way more competition than what was there when Martel initially went into something. Maybe he had the market cornered. Maybe he had the upper hand. Maybe he had the vantage. But now there's more competition. There's seen and unseen competition there in whatever it is that he's trying to break into. And this Three of Wands in reverse says that there's obstacles, but those obstacles are also having to do with some woman, for sure, with the High Priestess. Yeah, definitely. This is also saying that I feel like Martel, he he's still, there's something careless about him when it comes to his business and professional things. Like, he always missed something. Like, there's always something he doesn't see. And I think that's why this Three of Wands is here with this High Priestess, because the High Priestess always hides things. But I'm thinking of it as him missing details at times, and him benefiting from being more detail oriented. Now the problem is, could be that maybe you needed a woman, or you had a woman that could cover your blind spots, but you're too busy wanting a woman to be like barefoot and pregnant. With this Empress card, it's like maybe his vision of a woman is not that, as far as like who he can be with relationally or emotionally, but at the same time he needs those intelligent analytic skills out of a woman to help him achieve what he needs to achieve. But he's not romantically attracted to that in a woman. You know what I mean? I think this High Priestess is here as an ode to him needing a woman who is intelligent to help him. But the Empress is here is because that type of woman is more soothing to his soul. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, he's just not a person that with his projects covers all of the he doesn't cover everything. You know what I mean? There's like always an oversight, or he does things too hastily, and then it just doesn't come out the way that it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like he misses something, and it complicates things when he's working on things. So I feel like it causes setbacks. You know how you take one step forward and two steps back? I feel like there's a lot of effort that he ends up putting in, but it doesn't come out like he thinks it will. You know what I mean? Because of that. You know what I mean? So he could be working with some women, or this refers to his need of a woman to cover his blind spots. I feel like there's blind spots. You know what I mean? And like I said, or this is like the denial of some type of support because he ain't on this side or that side. You know what I mean? That could be it as well. For sure. What is this? Okay. All right, let's move forward. So we have the hopes and fears. We have the Seven of Wands and the upright, and the Four of Swords in reverse as a clarifier. I may or may not look at that Four of Swords because it seems out of context for the reading. But I just typically clarify all the cards just in case I need to see what it is about. Then I'll have the clarifier already there, but I don't necessarily always need them. Because the Four of Swords, that's like a card of like illness. And I'm like, but where is the illness coming in at? Because everything in this spread is about healing. It could be exhaustion though, maybe. Or maybe he could be having some health problems. Or this could just be about being reclusive. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it just seemed out of sorts. It's not a lot of swords energy in this spread at all. So it just seemed like, what is this about? You know what I mean? Anyways, Seven of Wands though is about defending something or resisting something. And sometimes the Seven of Wands has the upper hand. Or at least is able to hold or stand their own ground against things coming against them. But maybe this Four of Swords here is to say like he's tired of like fighting or having to like hold his ground and like just. But it is in hopes and fears. So maybe he fears from a fear perspective. You could fear someone gaining the upper hand and disarming you. You know, the Four of Swords, I feel like that person is disarmed. Now, the thing is, though, even though maybe like you could look at the Three Swords on the wall as swords that he's competition's lost, the sword underneath his bed is like a ace in the hole. It's like some hidden piece that he has that is unfuckwittable. You know what I mean? Like he got an extra lifeline, basically. Somewhere about something, but for the most part he can be losing, you know what I mean, in different places, different hostilities. And then with the Seven of Wands energy is about work, so it could be about like hostile work environments. This is like also giving me like resting and recuperating after you had a fight, but you won the fight, but now you gotta rest. You know what I mean? Maybe you was like backed into a corner and you had to fight back. Maybe there's something that's backing him into a corner and he has to fight back, and he wants to do it with this ace in the hole, this extra weapon, this extra sword that he's been hiding behind his back in case he finally needed it. It could be something like that, because the Seven of Wands is like, yeah, you backed into a corner and you ain't got no choice but to fight back. You know what I mean? Or maybe this is saying don't let people back you into a corner so that you don't have to use that final sword. You know, because with that Lover's card in the near future, that's like saying whatever sword that is, that's too much severance. And you don't want to sever that. You know what I mean? Now, in the outcome, there is the Ten of Cups. That's the Ten of Cups. Like I said, that's ultimate happiness. Especially when you got the Ace of Cups here, the Nine of Cups here. This is family happiness. This is being emotionally sound and secure with your good friends, your real friends, feeling rewarding, feeling love, feeling all of that good stuff, all of that stuff. But the thing is, you know what I'm taking it as, with those emotional extremes that we talked about earlier, I'm almost seeing it as don't get too happy or too giddy either. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should never be too happy or too sad. You should always tote the line. You know what I mean? Be very middle so that you don't have highs and lows, but you have a consistent and steady. I feel like this Ten of Cups can represent too much emotional. You know, I wonder if Martell is like has a little bit of bipolar in him or manic. You know what I mean? Because, and I'm not saying this to diagnose anybody. Like, I'm a psychologist. I know I'm gonna do that in the YouTube news. I know there's a lot about the psychology conversation. But I don't mean it in that way. I'm just talking about the highs and the lows and the emotional irregulation, and then that devil card there as well. But anyways, sometimes like, or maybe he just, because the Two of Cups can be trust issues, maybe he just doesn't trust that he can or will be happy. And then that could go back to those seeds of doubt that I show are sown into him. So maybe that could be one way to interpret that. Otherwise, this does represent tension within the family life, or within whatever this relationship or marriage or whatever this is he has coming. But it's also saying that these tensions have to do with communication issues, which we also saw with the Ace of Swords. So yeah, this spread is saying basically, now that you've emotionally healed and ironed out, now you need to learn how to communicate your emotions. Because there's a wealth of emotions here. Definitely. Now, it says that he needs to learn how to look at relationships in terms of being an alliance or a friend, instead of him wanting to be like that emperor where he feels the need to be in control or have a woman's place, be pregnant and barefoot. That he needs to recognize the power of a woman as an ally, especially with that High Priestess energy, with him needing or wanting, or I don't know, I feel like he's like attracted to in some way to like very intellectual women, very heady women. And intellectual is not intelligent or smart, it's intellectual. You know what I mean? It's like concepts, theories, and philosophies. You know, intelligence is, I think, when you can learn and understand things. But anyways, I don't think of them as the same thing, like being smart and equaling being intellectual or vice versa. But this is saying that he's attracted to intellectual women, maybe because he feels like they are opposite of his emotionalism. I don't know, but there's that the High Priestess is there, and then the Two of Cups is there, and it's making me feel like that represents the type of attraction. But either way it goes, or maybe he's just looking for somebody to help him communicate his mind. I don't know. or that can interpret his mind in a logical fashion because he's too emotional to do it. So maybe this high priestess represents understanding, especially with that Two of Cups and the Temperance. Maybe that represents understanding in a way. But anyways, yeah, so that's my reading. Like I said, I would definitely go with a communication water, for sure. Yeah, and stay tuned. Stay tuned for my men's line. You can get something for the men in your life. All right, let me know what you guys think of the reading. Let me know if you guys want me to release that Dom Michelle reading. Don't forget to like the video. Visit me on the Inner Alchemist at Etsy. And guess what? I'll see you guys on the next one.